All right, Knights of Apollo, you just made it in time because the gates of war are opening and it's time to watch another glorious battle. So, we are playing Rome 2 Total War. This is a 3 vs 3, and right away, this is going to start off with an epic sally out. Now, we do have a fun matchup today. We kind of have this, like, non-barbarian versus barbarian. Generally speaking, non-barbarian, because in the perspective of Romans, everyone is a barbarian except for themselves. But we do have, like, the Spartans here, and then we have Bactria. So, generally speaking, these aren't really, referred to as barbarian factions. And then they're taking on 3 barbarian factions. We've got Arverni, we have Galatia, and then finally we have Lusitani. Lusitani? Yeah, that's it. And Iberian, I wouldn't necessarily... I guess these guys would be referred to as barbarians, but I don't know, they're a little different. It's the Iberian boys, They're a little... They're just built different. But speaking of built different, look at these Romans. Look how glorious they look. Magnificent armor and style. All right, so here we are back on the battlefield, and the Roman war machine is on the march. They are not deterred. They're not hesitating. All right, words are hard. They're not hesitating with their attack, even though Lusitani is doing a full-on... Gosh, are they really doing a full-on invasion here? Look at this. What? How did this happen? How did these back walls... How were they destroyed? I did not see how that happened. Fascinating. So there's a destroyed... Well, did they shoot at it themselves? I wonder if they destroyed it themselves. Anyways, they are completely sallying out their entire army. And the Spartans had some citizen cav, trying to hunt down the sallied out enemy cav. But, of course, they're not going to chase it all the way to this army. And this is going to be a really intriguing defense here, because we've got our Galatia and Arverni, 2 very strong factions in terms of infantry. Like, they could definitely hold this settlement. I mean, not completely by themselves, because it is, they are outnumbered 3-1. But this sally out here of this entire force, guys, I've seen this many times in Rome 2, and I see it never work out most of the time. 99% of the time, sallying out with your entire army never works out, because what you're doing is you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. And you might be thinking, well, how's it a disadvantage? You're both on the open field. Well, that's because the attackers get more money in a siege battle. So you're basically you're taking away your advantage of defense, and you're just putting yourself out in the open field. But we'll see how this plays out. Now, Sparta is a tricky faction to attack with because they have no swords in their roster. They rely mostly on hoplites, so we'll see. That doesn't mean they suck on attack. It just means it's a bit more challenging. Now, Rome over here is already on the attack. Look at this. Already have troops here ready to fight. And they've got more towers advancing forward as well, pushing more troops into the fray. And then we've got some infantry holding their line and just releasing their hatred onto the Romans in the form of javies. Like, we hate you, Romans. Let us be. And the Romans are like, you are not people. You will be slaves. But yeah, that's actually a good little engagement there. Now they're going to charge in some Galatian swords on a weakened Hastati that have taken many losses. And then we've got another clash of infantry over here as well. Things are getting juicy very fast. Let's zoom out. There's a lot to go. There's a lot going on here. Bactria is just now moving forward. They're about to support the Roman advance. Sparta is also going to send forward some hoplites as well, but at the same time, he's concentrated about half of his army to watch the Lusitani advance that is pushing on the flank. So this is going to be interesting. Is Lusitani going to go in and clash against the hoplites? I highly doubt it, because they're going to lose. right? The hoplites, this is their specialty. They can hold a front line very well. I mean, look at these lads. Look at them. Oh, this is cool. Got the hoplites with the towers in the background, the walls, and the infantry advancing on them. Yes. So the archers are now opening fire. Let's see, what kind of archers? We got the oh yeah, mercenary Cretan archers. They will most likely win against these slingers, I do believe. I do declare. Now back over this way, let's not forget that Lusitani also has some cav ready to strike where the enemy least expects it. He's being very patient with this maneuver. He's also accompanying his cav with some guerrillas, Lusitani guerrillas. So basically this is a vanguard unit. They can spawn outside the deployment phase, which is probably what they did. And they're going to accompany the cav and most likely help them out in cav battles, bringing their spears to the fight. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The Cretan archers are actually losing the fight against these slingers. And now he's going to go ahead, and this is actually a pretty smart play. He's going to place his Cretan archers right behind his hoplites, kind of use them as a wall, but it doesn't seem to be working too well for them. And the slingers are actually slaughtering. Wow, I did not expect that. I thought the Cretan archers had that in the bag. They are losing this skirmish, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on the Spartans because they got to do something about that. Now back over this way, the Romans are starting to falter here a little bit. That's kind of to be expected. I mean, he's mostly got Hastati in the front line against like Celtic warriors and stuff. So it is to be expected in this fight, but they need to hurry up and send up reinforcements. They can't lose their progress here. Then it will all be in vain. Now we got artillery coming down as well, focusing fire on the Galatian legionaries, a very good unit, very cost-effective unit. So not a bad idea to kind of focus that artillery fire on them. At the same time, they should not hold on to too much artillery ammo. They should just keep firing because you never know when this cav is going to strike and kill your crew. It's better to just exhaust that ammo early on so you don't have to worry about the crew anymore, once you're out of ammo against the enemy cav. But right now they're firing at the archers. We've got walls that have been broken down over on this side. So that's going to make it very easy for this Roman army to advance into the city, this barbarian city. Oh my gosh. More fire coming down. Fiery balls of justice. Can you believe it, guys? The Spartan hoplites are getting shredded. They are getting shredded. What in tarnation? I'm looking at the swordswomen here, and they're highly depleted. Did the Cretan archers of Sparta waste their ammo shooting at the swordswomen? Interesting. Instead of the slingers. I don't know if that's the case. But Sparta is getting shredded right now, which is very tragic for them. Back over this way, we do have some Spartan cav advancing. I think he's looking for an opportunity to try to silence those slingers. And here we have a clash of cav on the outskirts of the city. The fiery balls of justice in the background going off. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. Oh my gosh, what is the Spartans doing? They just kind of ran through the enemy cav. And they're gonna circle back and charge in the other way. Oh, that Javi's, yeah, he should have just, what is going on with this cav? I believe the citizen cav will win this, but at what cost? Anyways, weird engagement there. Now back over this way. Oh, the fight is getting fierce. And the Spartans, even though they are dealing with a lot of challenges of Lusitani, have decided to send in their spears, the Perioki spears. It's a lower grade unit, but they're going to send them into this fight. And Arverni is going to basically use every fiber of energy that the Chosen Swords have to hold against such a large and ferocious force. They're going to do their best to hold there. Back over this way, Arverni is cleaning up very nicely on this flank. They need to send up reinforcements. Over on this side, the same thing. Well, actually, Bactria is making this interesting. They are committing a lot of troops to the fight, and it does look like he is going to fight for the gate. I think he wants to gain control of the gate. But my goodness, Bactria has taken heavy losses in this pursuit, and they continue to take more heavy losses. And this is a Thorax Swords unit. To lose them like this at afar is devastating. Just devastating. So, yeah, they're going to do their best to try. I don't know if he's just trying to absorb the ammo. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to neutralize the gate. But now he's charging over through the other crack, the other gap in the defense. Against Galatian legionaries, this is going to be a very tough fight. Now back over this side. There are some reserves. We got some throw spears of Bactria. We do have a little bit of a fight going on in the far woods, the rear woods of this deployment from the attackers, where this, the woods are behind them. This is very far away. Some Thorax Swords taking on some guerrillas here, some spearmen. We also have a flanking unit as well. They are most likely going to crush this unit. But the question is, where did the cav go? Did they fight? Did I miss it? I might have missed it. Or they just sent everything back over here, which is a possibility. All right, here we go. It looks like Lusitani is going to go ahead and commit their infantry into the thick of it against the Spartan youth. They got Spartan youth versus Spartan women. Lusitani swordswomen in the back using up their projectiles. And then back over here as well, we've got a fight with the Lusitani swordwomen against some spears. So this is good. This is what Sparta's looking for. They want to fight, but they have taken some heavy losses. They are, oh my gosh, that cav tried to go into the back lines of Lusitani to get a charge on these slingers, but it does not pay off, and he basically just got his cav unit evaporated against the enemy projectiles. Now we got some veteran shield warriors coming in. Artillery still slamming the defenses. It looks like I don't know, is he trying to bring down this wall, or it's just sporadic crazy shots just looking to kill some enemies? The Romans have now committed more elite troops into this fight. We also have some reserves here using their projectiles against the enemy, trying to soften them up from afar. Ooh, artillery. It's raining hell. Brimstone. Look at the bird's eye view of this fight. Bactria, Rome fighting tooth and nail. The Spartans are getting spanked right now by Lusitani. Units are breaking. He's now flanking some veteran shield warriors around, which is going to create some problems. He might reinforce over here. His slingers are still in reserve here. So, guys, I think Lusitani is going to do this. I think he's going to do this. I think he's going to... And what I mean by do it, I mean, I think he's going to defeat this initial force of Sparta. Now he's got Cav breaking through the weakening lines of Sparta and looking for vulnerable targets like Cav. But he doesn't see anything, so he's going to backtrack, and I think Yeah, he's just going to go back where he came from. He's being very patient. He's not going to throw his cav away. He's going to wait for the perfect opportunity. And now the question is, what does Sparta do? Do they call upon their allies to bolster their numbers and maintain this flank here? Or do they just commit everything into the city and try to fight their way and gain a foothold so they can just like focus on the inner works of the city rather than Lusitani, who's just putting a lot of pressure on them? Now the question is, for Lusitani, do they fall back? It looks like they are going to fall back into the city. I think honestly that's a smart play. They've exhausted a lot of their ammo. Their troops are tired. They defeated probably like 50% of the Spartan army, maybe more, maybe like 70%. And they're going to fall back and most likely regroup with their allies and hold the choke points of the inner city. So that was really cool, guys. That little sally out, that was really cool. And it was extremely effective. Extremely effective. Now the Romans have gained control of this breach point. The Praetorians have now entered the arena with their purple cloaks, and they're gonna start pushing. Yeah, so they have finally broken through this initial defense from the barbarian forces. They still have to fight through here, and I'm wondering, are they gonna continue to hold here? It looks like they are going to fall back to the inner works of the city. And we have just entered the halfway mark. And it's not looking too bad for the defenders. Now, the attackers, if they're going to win this battle, they've got to do something drastic here. Well, not drastic, but they got to start winning. Okay? Winning, all right? That sounds so obvious. But no, they got to start winning small battles, right? They got to start killing more of... these are all just obvious statements, you know. They got to kill more of the enemy than lose of their men, you know what I mean? No, but they got to win small battles. They got to look for opportunities where they can win small engagements and chip away at the numbers of the defenders. Be smart about it. Use your archers. Try to find as many flanks as possible. Look up for, look for favorable matchups. You know, those kind of things to start to chip away at the numbers of the defenders. Bactria, what the heck? Bactria sent in his general. I think he's trying to slow down the retreating troops. You see that? Yeah, they're trying to cut them off from retreat. I mean, these men could just go like this way. But it looks like they are trying to cut them off. This is actually pretty huge. This could be huge, guys. But they need to quickly send a unit down this way. Oh, it's not going to happen. Very smart play by Galatia. You see what he did there? He used like one unit to screen for everybody else. And Bactria's like, you know what? Forget it. I'm backing up. I'm backing up out of here. Now back over this way, the Romans are not slowing down. They've sent in their archers, who I assume have exhausted their ammo. Now using their fancy daggers to try to break down these slingers. Got a little bit of an archer battle here, but not with projectiles, but little daggers. They have the same daggers. Look at this. This dagger would almost look like something you'd find in like Elder Scrolls. It's just got that like look to it. Like an Elder Scrolls cheap dagger, you know? Anyways, they're gonna, ooh, it's not fair anymore. The Praetorians have joined the fight. I think the slingers were just used as a speed bump to slow down the advance of the Romans. And I think it is working. Wow, they are completely falling back. Look at this. Completely falling back. Now, the victory point, I believe, is here. It's right here, right? In this this area. I'm trying to find it here. I don't know. I can never keep up with these damn victory points. They're always changing. At least that's what it feels like. I know they change based on, like, the map size. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is it. So they've got to defend this right here. All right, so that is the key to victory, and that is why they have decided to fall back. Bactria's general, he just threw his general away. I don't know what the plan was there. But at this point in the siege, it's going to come down to a grind fest. It's going to come down to, you know, best infantry versus their best infantry. And archers are also going to be a huge part in this. And guys, honestly, I think the defenders have done a better job of maintaining their ammo, keeping their ammo, being conservative with their ammo compared to the attackers. Because so far, obviously, the Spartan archers have mostly perished. I mean, they've got like a handful over here. They're not really going to do much. And then the Roman archers, I think, oh, they got gladiators. Look at this. That's cool. But the Roman archers, I mean, one unit was out of ammo. These guys still have ammo. So they do have 2 units with ammo. Guys, I cannot stress enough how important it is to have some arrows for different, like, for the late stage of the game. You can't exhaust all your ammo right away, or you're in big doo-doo. Archer fire can be so effective for the late stages of the game. It's not going to happen here in this battle because there's no pikemen, at least on the defensive side. But arrows are so good if you save them towards the end of the game, because most of the time players use their pikemen for the end game because they're hoping that the enemy exhausts all their projectiles, they exhaust all their ammo, they exhaust a lot of their elite infantry, and the pikes will just clean everything up. But if you maintain your ammo and save some for pikemen, it can save the battle. So that is why it's so important to protect and maintain your ammo. But anyways, there we go. Shots have been fired. Gallic hunters, or the Gallic hunters, opening fire on the Syrian archers. And I think the archers are going to fire back. No, they're just gonna sit there. Oh no! Get out of there. If you can't reach them, it's kind of an awkward position for them. There we go. They're gonna reorganize. Come on, fire, Romans, fire, or auxiliary Syrian. What the heck? Where are they going for the archers? Those arrows are taking a weird path. Oh, they're trying. But they keep hiding. After they shoot their volley, they kind of hide. That's so cool. Like Ghost. Anyways, infantry clash in the center. And now Bactria is sending everything they've got. Everything they got to start weakening this defense. They've got some infantry on the flank here. Lusitani looking for an opportunity to flank the Bactrians, keeping them in reserve. Bactria, let's see. Ooh, we got some cav over here. Lusitani, Galatia, Arverni, looking for any kind of targets. I think there was a bit of a fight here, and it does appear that the defenders won this fight. We got some Bactrian infantry that have been slaughtered by cav and most likely this unit of chosen swordsmen. But now that they've cleaned that up, they're gonna go ahead and send this reserve over to the center. I mean, guys, this is still gonna be a tough fight for the defenders. The balance of power is ever so slightly in favor of the defenders, but I'm sorry, in favor of the defenders, but it's still going to be a tough fight for them because there's still a lot of attacking infantry. Very good infantry too, like Royal Spartans, who are getting blasted right now by defending arrows. Men dying to defend their homes. That was pretty cool. Cool animation.
Stop now!
Now we've got 2 units of veteran shield warriors. That is going to be absolutely tough to deal with. The Roman reinforcements are going to have to commit to the fight. Look at this. Now we got Lusitani Cav flanking around and going after these archers. That's the problem that the attackers have at this moment, is that they have to dedicate so much of their infantry into the fight that it's very difficult for them to defend the rear of their army. Now the Roman general is being tossed into a Cav melee, but thankfully he does have some armored legionaries who are going to come in and support the general. There they go. But my goodness, they have to deal with so much Cav. And as every minute goes by, more and more of the attacking infantry begins to disappear. Got to get more infantry on the defending side up there, though. There's a lot of breaking defenders. And there we go. Lusitani's sending in their general. Lusitani nobles against the general, the royal Spartans. Now the Romans have activated. They've commanded their legionary cohort into the thick of the fight. And legionaries, armored legionaries, holding the rear because of that enemy Cav. It's a real problem. That's why, guys, having Cav late game is another useful tool, because it puts the enemy on their toes and it makes them keep a reserve, and it forces them to kind of micro and watch behind at all times. I'm sure the attackers would love to just focus on this fight here, but they've got to watch this Cav, and look at this Cav just going in and keeping them busy. And the defenders are holding on. The Romans are getting flanked. They're like, damn barbarian scum. Ah! Just surrounded. Now the Romans are pushing as well. Armored legionaries moving in for the fight. Moving in for the glorious fight. And it's up to these armored legionaries to win the day, but nothing's watching the rear. And this is where the defenders' numbers are going to come in. Their Cav presence is going to come in. Let's see if they make a move. It's all down to the Romans at this point. The Bactrians are out. The Spartans are out. They've got a Spartan crew over here. A giant Greek ballista crew with their the Skyrim daggers. But it's most likely not going to lead to anything. And now we got gladiators putting on a show. They're like, listen, gladiators, you win this battle, you get your freedom. Like, hey, might as well try. Might as well try. Armored legionaries going into the fight. Go, legionaries, go. Your men need you. Oh, the line. Oh, they're breaking a lot of Lusitani troops. But this is a problem here. The Romans are breaking here. Praetorians have broken. And with that, most likely their chances of victory. I think the only chance of victory for the attackers at this point. Oof, look at all these units left. Their only chance of victory at this point is killing a general, killing both these generals, and a tornado coming down and killing all these guys. Like Battle for Middle Earth 2 special abilities, like summon the Watcher. You know, like summon the Watcher to kill these things, you know. Spawn in some hobbits, some ints. It's not gonna happen. The Romans are finding their men crumbling, getting surrounded. Unbelievable. Unbelievable fight. Romans have some reserves back here, but it's not going to matter. Well, all we have to see now is the defenders clean up this mess. And at this point of the battle, I just want to ask you guys, what could the attackers have done better? I think personally, their biggest mistake was this area over here. The Spartan play here. Those slingers, my goodness, the slingers absolutely wrecked. And I don't know if it's because the Cretan archers focused their fire on the infantry rather than the slingers. I'm really not sure. I don't know. It was just amazing to see that. And you know what could have happened? You know what they could have done? Is feint an attack here and then concentrate all their units on killing this sallied out Lusitani force. I don't know. It's tough to say, really. But, you know, let's go look at the results and see what we got here. So, this battle replay was sent in by Ellington. Big shout out to Ellington. He has a channel of his own, so I'll have that link down in the video description. I do appreciate the battle replay. He was the Arverni faction. Him and Billy Blazes here did a great job of defending the settlement. And then Dairy Farmer, he was the one that sallied out. And look at these slingers. 152, 183, 143, and 152. The slingers, and those are all quality kills. Those are all like high veteran kill, like Cretan archer kills. It's really good. Now, unfortunately, I will say that Sparta was probably the weak link in terms of the attacking side. Again, I'm not saying the player's bad. We all have bad days, but the biggest issue here is that his Cretan archers, they're expensive, and you can't afford to only get 23 kills or 53 kills. 125 is better, but I think what he needed was another skirmish unit. That also doesn't help the fact he was outnumbered in terms of skirmish ability against the Lusitani faction. But anyways, yeah, that was a good fight. Sparta's a tough faction to play as on attack, and he did the best he could. But he's Spartan hoplites with 0 kills. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. But it is what it is. A great battle, a nice sally out, a little different from the norm. I do appreciate that. That is really cool. But that's gonna wrap it up here for today. GG to all the players here. This was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate the support, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time on the battlefield.